Do you trust in medicine when you are ill? Is it helpful? Why do some people become addicted to taking different pills? A pharmaceutical drug, also called a medication or medicine, is a chemical substance used to treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose a disease, or to promote well-being. However, we don't notice in our everyday life in which the use of various medical device and preparations is entered our life, and that's difficult to notice in fact. Even our speech was saturated with topic of drugs, drug metaphors, experience of interaction with one another. Not only old women in the clinic or specialists know about drugs. Even image of drug established in our modern culture. For example, any of your friends can easily advise you something for the head or for the stomachache. Or you may find friends which cannot live without pills and using them for when their health is getting worse. Despite all advantages, perhaps at all times the idea of medicinal effect caused many doubts and complaints. People think that it is blasphemous to have a direct mechanistic effect on the body. Others think that others were not satisfied with the risk and artificiality of this method, and others criticized many kinds of temptations associated with drugs. However, the main problem is imposed disease and medicines by drug manufacturers. Drug manufacturers need more unhealthy people because, as you know, if more people is sick, the better and more product is sold. To bring more money, they are forcing people into a disease and creating a stir. For example, recent hysteria about avian and swine flu, which accompanied by daily media reports about new victims of this disease. The world began to panic and people began to buy all sorts of drugs, vitamins, ghost dressings, which increased 5 to 6 times in price. So that's how drug manufacturers constantly makes huge profits. At the same time, some medication do not cure, but only eliminate the symptoms, and others cause addiction and helps only with regular use. And if a person stops taking them, the symptoms return. And now, budget of pharmaceutical business is used for marketing, not for research. It is quite understandable because the success of a drug depends on how well it is advertised and how well the consequences is illustrated or presented by the press. Another problem is active propaganda of Western social culture, which created the idea among people that there must be a magic pill cure for all disease, and the life will be exceptionally pleasant. Such beliefs lead to the fact that consumers taking antidepressants and stimulants when in bad change in their mood. It is quite strange because all of us know that a person's life mood can't be always good. And also, another problem is that more and more young people started perceiving meds and drugs not as medical preparations which only specialists can advise. They're perceiving it like cosmetics, or ordinary consumers' goods, which they can use without anyone's advice. Even a baby's food, which aggressive marketing become common. For example, nursing mothers were persuaded by pharmaceutical companies that their product doesn't affect baby's health, but according to scientists, the desire of pharmaceutical industry to sell more the artificial nutrition makes children's health worse. Today, modern person lives in a world that conquered plague, smallpox, and other number of dangerous diseases. At the same time, scary viruses, threat of epidemic is favorite topic of recent mass media. In my opinion, new disease will be dangerous and drugs will not save us. I mean, medicine can save us, save humanity, but it is extremely doubtful that all these drugs which I mentioned here will save us. And to sum up, modern men more than ever need to learn how to be ill and die.